Hello subscribers, welcome to the Fast Profits Daily. I am Brijesh Bhatia. Adani Group or the Adani stocks is the talk of the town as of now. Since the Hindenburg reports, uh, the stock have seen a huge correction. Most of the institutions have now raised eyebrows. We have seen Credit Suisse coming up with the comments on bonds, City Wealth indicating the pledge shares, and all this going on. FPO was being announced, it was taken back yesterday, and all this saga is being going on into the Adani stocks. Well, more than the Adani stocks, I'm worried about the SBI, which has lended the money to the Adani group. If I just look at as per the March 2022 numbers, the bank loans or the debts is around 38% on the books of Adani whole group. Out of that, around 28 and a half is from the PSU bank, and large chunk is from the SBI, and probably 9.5 is around private banks. Uh, Looking at the market scenarios, and we have seen with the stock correction, we have seen SBI also been correcting by a sharp margins. We saw around 600 plus levels, stocks back to now around 520. A 20% move, or probably around 18% move downside onto the SBI is a big number, being a large cap, and it's definitely a risk to the system. But if I look at the structure or the technicals, what are they indicating? And that's the reason I've been recording this video for our subscribers. So let's start with the first chart, and I'm doing this with the Adani group. I've created a market cap weighted index, Adani market cap weighted index. And if you look at the first chart over here, since this is the chart since Feb 2020, which was the latest listed, which was the Adani Wilmar AWL stocks. And if you look at, this is slightly a narrow chart. So what I've done this in the second chart, if you look at this screen over here, I have excluded Adani Wilmar over here. And if I look at the weights wise, Adani Enterprise holds the highest weight of around 21%, and the list goes on with the NTTV below 1% mark. So 0.01% is the Adani, the NTTV into the Adani group. I have excluded AWL, which constitutes around 5% weights into the Adani market cap index, and I have taken this market cap as per the closing of 1st Feb, which is the yesterday's closing. And if I just look at the structure over here, so this chart comprises of 95% market weight, excluding AWL, which is around 5% weight. So this is around 95% weights of the constituents of the market weighted as per the 1st Feb closing. Now, if we look at this chart, interestingly, if I am not considering what all the sagas going on into the Adani group, all the news going on to the Adani group, keeping those aside, if I just look at these chart on your screen right now, look at the rally right from March 2020. We saw a huge rally coming until April 2021. It was a one-way rally. Since then, it consolidated for a few weeks and few months. A breakout was witnessed. So if you look at this red horizontal line, a previous high was taken out, and there was a resumption in the rally of Adani group stocks. If I look at right, we made a high in 2022, and since then the stock has slow and steady been correcting. With this news coming out, we have seen a steep fall coming into the stock, and surprisingly, most of the stocks from their highs, respective highs, are down by around 50%. If I look at the Adani Enterprise, down by around 55-57%, ports, which is down by around 50-52%. Even look at the ATGL, which is the total gas, which is down around 40-50%. So these stocks are down from their highs. But interestingly, if I just look at this market cap index, I'm looking at 2-3 supports being at the current juncture. First, if I look at the red line, which is the origin, as I said, the breakout happened, and the momentum has currently trending around these levels. Second, if I look at the retracement from March 2020 to the highs of 2022, Being a log chart, if you look at the 50% retracements right around slightly lower at the current from the yesterday's closing. Yes, it plays a key important role. 50% retracement plays a key important role. Third, if you look at the orange line, 200 weekly exponential movement, as I wanted to uh, uh, have 200 weekly exponential line to just to check what are the prices there. That's the reason I've excluded AWL, because looking at the current data, we don't have 200 weeks of data for AWL, and that's the reason AWL I have excluded from the index chart right now. And if you look at the structure, we have seen a multiple support zone. If you look at the lower panel over here, the RSI here over onto the downside has tested back towards March 2020 levels, where the fall was again a severe one. Back below 20, below the 30, so this is the second time where RSI is broke below the 30 mark, and that is an oversold zone as per the RSI theory. So with the support zone, with the RSI begin, I think this is not a beginning of an end for the Adani Group. Probably this could be a retracement. Though the retracement have been into with the wrong news, or probably the worst coming up for the Adani Group. What if in case markets have seen a slow and steady fall and the stocks have corrected? Your mindset would have been different over here, looking at the Adani stocks. Just keeping the news aside, again I'm repeating, this chart seems that still there are no major negative turning out onto the Adani index over here. As the video is about the SBI, should you trade or should you invest into the SBI? Considering that the Adani Group holds the highest loan book into the SBI, as I said, 28% is from the PSUs, and the large chunk of that, because we don't have the bifurcation from the company, I am assuming that the large chunk is from the SBI. And if you look at the SBI, the monthly chart over here, yes, it is indicating a slightly reversal over here, and it is not a great bullish structure over, though the higher low structure still remains. The our theory indicates that the bullish structure is still there onto the charts. But if I just look at the candlesticks over here, we have seen a top the the December month doji over here. January we saw a follow-up selling pressure, which was around, I guess, around 9% down. The follow-up selling in Fab continues, though we have seen a one day of momentum. But yes, the structure over here onto the monthly seems trending onto the downside. Second, also, if I just look at the top-down approach and move on to the weekly chart over here, and if I just look at the structure, three things. The stock is trending at a major support over here. So if you look at the two horizontal right from the onto the lower side, breakout happened. Plus, if you look at the top red line over here, the support is indicating at the previous highs. The consolidation where we saw a double highs over there, which was somewhere around 500, 508 levels. We saw that breakout, the stock rally. Now stock is being retesting around these levels. The green line, if you look at, see, the green line brings the rising trend line support over here. So I think 500 will play a key support zone over here onto the SBI. Plus the higher low structure still intact onto the SBI for monthly as well as the weekly chart. So the longer term trend onto the weekly and monthly is still bullish. Monthly is indicating a slight cautious sign. Weekly is indicating a strong support zone, the breakout retest. And if I just look at the next chart, which is very, very important, the PSU Bank Index. And if you remember, I've been very, very bullish since, I guess, September, October. I have been indicating that PSU Bank is the one which you should look at. Probably next 5-7 years, PSU Bank will rock. And we have seen a huge rally coming into the PSU banks as well. We have seen most of the PSU bank from the lower levels, I guess from from the June, July 2022 levels, have seen a 60-70% rally. And most of them have gone to 100% rally as well. So coming on to the PSU index over here, and if you look at this PSU index over here, we saw a breakout. As I said, we saw a breakout on the charts over there. And then this is a monthly chart. So we saw a breakout in November. December again was a bullish momentum. We saw profit booking in January, where most of the markets, and as SBI was down by 9%. So SBI holds around 53-54% weight into the PSU index. We saw with the PSU banks a slightly witnessing a profit booking. Markets were down into the January month. So yes, the breakout has been retested now onto the monthly scale, which will be a key important levels to watch now. Yes, if you look at again, as I said, this is the Feb month, the right extreme right candle is the Feb monthly candle. This is a day old candle because we have seen a first wave of data. So yes, this breakout has been retested over here, and I believe with SBI 500 being a strong support zone, 53-54% weights onto the PSU index. If in case PSU index revert from here, we may see a huge reversal coming onto the SBI. We may see the huge reversal coming into the PSU index, and we may see a probably the resumption of PSU onto the bullish side. So keep a watch on these levels. I would say as an investor, as a trader, these levels on charts are very important. Again, I'm repeating, looking at the Adani charts, though they have corrected around 50% from their higher levels, I still believe they are trending at a major long-term support over here. Probably we may see a time correction. I'm not expecting that the reversal could be fast and furious. There could be a time correction happening into the index or into the Adani group stocks, and then we may see a positive momentum. But yes, 200 exponential moving average onto the Adani group index chart, I think that will play a key support area over here. Plus SBI 500, though this video is on SBI, I'm looking at this PSU being trending at the major retest level onto the monthly chart. Weekly chart and monthly chart of SBI both still with the higher low structure indicates a bullish trend is there. The monthly chart of the candlesticks may give a red flag over here, but the weekly chart is still continuing with the bullish momentum. In case we may see a 480 breakdown onto the SBI, I may see a sign of a bearish trend indicating. But as of now, I think 500 will play a key support area over here onto the SBI. And PSU, if you look at the breakout retest happening after a long time onto the monthly scale, and this trend line is right from 2009-2010 highs. Look at the structure. The breakout retest has been there on the PSU bank, and in case we may see reversal, probably the PSU would be the one which will lead much faster bullish momentum. Probably I'm not looking at the only SBI because we have another stocks like BOB, PNB which may lead higher onto the PSU index. So as a 53%, 54% weights on from the SBI, that will play a key role over here. But yes, other PSUs can be on your radar. SBI, I think 500 will be a major. Signing off, Brijesh Bhatia.